Привет, it's Tashkent. So welcome to Uzbekistan, and today's Tip Thursday with me, Connor Klein. I'm going to be running you through the visa-free regimes in the 5 stands. Actually, it's 4 visa-free regimes and 1 where you're going to need a visa. More of that in the video. And that's going to be the 5 countries, the 5 stands as they're known here in Central Asia. So Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Поехали, let's get into the video. So I've just taken a break from overindulging in the national dish of Uzbekistan, that is plov or pilaf. You've definitely got to try that out when you come to Uzbekistan. Hopefully visa-free, because if you are a European Union citizen, a Canadian citizen, or many of the Latin American nationalities, then good news for you, it has become visa-free for 30 days to Uzbekistan. Now, unfortunately for Uncle Sam, US citizens still need an e-visa. You gotta organize that before you come to Uzbekistan. That costs $20. And you should also be aware that Uzbekistan does have a registration requirement. Technically, that means that you're supposed to register where you're living within 3 days of arrival in Uzbekistan. And normally the hotel will do that for you if you're staying at a hotel. My hotel in Samarkand did that for me. Thumbs up, thanks guys. And also my Airbnb host here in Tashkent, he actually organized and showed me how it's done, even though I'd already registered. You just have to register once. I'm not really sure if it's enforced at the airport. I did actually misplace my registration slip, so I guess I will find out if it's really an issue when I go to the airport right now when I leave Tashkent and go to my next destination. So greetings from the second country and port of call on my trip here in Central Asia, visa-free. Welcome to Kazakhstan, and no, it is not the country of Borat. Don't even make that cultural faux pas. He has nothing to do with the country or any of the stereotypes that he obviously, for comic effect, propagated in that film. The film was not even shot anywhere near Central. It was actually shot in Romania, in a small village, but that's another story. Visa-free, good news for you. It is 30 days, and that also includes our friends in the United States. So for US, Canadian, or for European Union citizens, it is visa-free to come to Kazakhstan for 30 days. There used to be a registration requirement. My Airbnb host actually did it for me, but it doesn't seem like it's actually enforced, and what I read online is actually not necessary anymore. So no, like, you don't need to worry about that. They did it for me just in case I get asked questions at the airport on my way out. Actually, when I left Uzbekistan, they did not ask me about my registration. I did not have a slip of paper on me, and I was not asked about it when I was leaving. They actually also gave me back my drone, which is nice of them. At the airport, that was a little bit stressful, getting it back. So if you are happening to be traveling to Uzbekistan with a drone, if they find it, there's a lot of paperwork to fill out. They did give it back to me. It was a bit of a comedy because they couldn't find it at first, and they were on lunch break when I arrived. So then at the end of the day, it took a long time to get it back. Good news is Kazakhstan, pretty open. I'm in Almaty, the old capital of the country. The new capital is Nur-Sultan. When I say new, it's actually in the mid-90s that the capital was moved there, but this is still the commercial heart of Central Asia. It's a really cool city, and I definitely encourage you to come here with your visa-free to Kazakhstan. So unfortunately on this trip, I've actually already bought a flight back to Eastern Europe, to Minsk and Belarus. So I'm not going to be able to go on this trip to Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, or Turkmenistan, the other 3 stands. Now, Kyrgyzstan I've actually already visited a few years ago. That was actually the first country here in the region to open up in terms of being visa-free for Westerners in general. And today they've actually expanded that to 60 days. So 60 days if you want visa-free. If you go to Kyrgyzstan, you don't, same principle of registration as in Kazakhstan and in Uzbekistan. It's actually not necessary anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. It seems possibly your Airbnb host or your hotel will still do that formality for you, but it's not a big issue. Now, Tajikistan almost became visa-free for us. Unfortunately, that law was rejected by the Senate. It had actually passed our lower house of parliament, and as a result, we still need to get an e-visa. So that will cost you $50 US, and you can do that online before you arrive and then pick it up pay for it in the airport. That's my understanding of the rules for Tajikistan. So it's 45 days every 90 that you have with your e-visa. So that's a little bit of an extra step to have to do to get that done, but it's more or less a formality. Now, the fifth and final stand is by far the most difficult to go to, and that is Turkmenistan. And in fact, it's even difficult, extremely difficult for people in the other stands to go and visit Turkmenistan, never mind Westerners. The country is that close and it seems that bizarre. It is sometimes referred to as the North Korea of Central Asia. Actually, one of my good friends who's from Central Asia is also a fellow lawyer. We actually know each other from having sat the New York bar exam together many moons ago, and he actually got a job offer in Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, and yeah, in the end they didn't give him a visa and he's Uzbek, so that means you're going to have to apply for a tourist visa. There is no visa free to Turkmenistan, and you have to go and apply for that online via a tour company. They will take care of all the details for you. So that will cost you approximately $35 for a 10-day single entry visa to Turkmenistan. Now you do also have to register. The tour company is organizing that for you for your trip because it's not that free to go to Turkmenistan. They will take care of all that registration requirements for you, but it is, I imagine, pretty strict one about Turkmenistan considering how hard it is to go visit the country in the first place. So in summary, the first four stands, which were Uzbekistan, here in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, very open, visa-free, minimal hassle. Might get asked about registration, but basically you can come and fly in and visit with your passport. For most nationalities, like from the European Union and North America, just remember that in Uzbekistan, if you are from the US, that you have that. You still need to get an e-visa. I'm shooting this video, by the way, in February 2020. Then Tajikistan, we didn't get visa free so far. That might change soon, and that you're going to have to organize an e-visa, but it's pretty straightforward and costs you $50. And then Turkmenistan is the one that's hard. You definitely will need a visa for that. Now, if you've already visited the stands and you had some additional issues or some extra information that you think that I overlooked in this video, drop me a comment below in the comment section below this video on YouTube, and just let everybody else know who's watching the video about your personal experience. Trust you found this video very interesting in terms of the information content. Of course, it's valuable just to have that summarized for you in February 2020, what you need to know about the visa-free issues here and opportunities in Central Asia. Is a region that used to be in the Soviet Union at the time. That is the cultural and historical nexus with the countries I normally cover on the channel, which are of course Russia, Ukraine and Belarus primarily. And I've had a fantastic time here in Kazakhstan. In particular, it's a cool city, Almaty. This used to be the capital of Kazakhstan before it was moved to Nur-Sultan in the north. And before that, I was of course in Uzbekistan, which was phenomenal in terms of its beauty in cities like Samarkand and Bucharest. And definitely make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and have hit that notification bell, whack that notification bell, so that you're notified when I upload that video. See you very soon. Ciao, ciao. До свидания.
SAR Experience.